Speaking is a form of rebellion, remember, about something, especially if you're under tyranny. In a free society, you have all kinds of opinions on everything, and you're allowed to express your opinions in a free society. You don't live in a free society, obviously, and the agenda now is total socialism in regards to being controlled by experts from birth to death. And again, Bertrand Russell and many others, he worked with all the top agencies that were given the power to create and alter the culture industry through movies and television and music and so on, all the way through to this century, basically. They're dead long ago, but their agenda goes on, and others took over from them too for behaviorism and psychology and neuroscience as well, all working together. Academia is on board completely with indoctrination of children across the globe. They haven't quite got to the standardized indoctrination to do with all the new norms. They're always giving you new normals, you see. And you have to adapt, or you're going to be heavily punished and censored in many ways until you comply. That's the real tyranny that you're under today. When something is basic, is free speech, is completely curtailed and even outlawed by law. So you're punished by law for having opinion that is contrary to whatever is being pushed from the top. And don't ever believe that everything's coming from the bottom. That's nonsense. Everything in this culture to do with changes.
Looks like the winds are changing.
Change is good.
Is promoted from the very, very, very top. Discussed even 100 years ago, some of these topics. And how they would make you believe whatever they wanted you to believe to achieve goals that you didn't even understand, and you still don't understand at the time. When you will deny basic normalities, which are self-evident, when you're taught to deny that, and or if you don't go against what you're being taught, because what you're being taught is not self-evident, obviously, then you're in deep, deep trouble. But if you can be taught that the sky is purple, and you go along with it, then there's nothing that cannot be taught to you. And Bertrand Russell went through these techniques back in the 1940s and 50s, in fact, quite blatantly. And he worked with all the very top culture agencies that were given power to recreate cultures in the Western civilizations after World War II. Before that too, he'd been trained, heavily trained, in the behaviorism of his day. He himself, Lord Russell, was, I say again, a lord eventually. It was in his family lineage, and they were up there with royalty and all the rest of it for a couple of hundred years at least, probably more. And yet he believed in this technique of Fabian Socialism, where by using money, is a big powerful tool, money naturally, and socialism, which is collectivism, where you all must conform and act the same way, dress the same way, be the same way, etc., and then they can achieve their goals much quicker. But the whole point was that those who already ruled the system, which is the moneyed ones at the very, very top, the dominant minority, who employed academia, and they appointed, through royalty, for instance, in Britain, they could appoint various ones to different knighthoods and bring them up the ladders into being lords and so on. They could run the whole society with this multi-strated, obedient and loyal expert class at the very top running it all. And once you have socialism, then you have this standardized education system, a very big important part of UNESCO from the United Nations. You can standardize education system across whole countries, so counties didn't matter and the US states wouldn't matter. They'd be at the same indoctrination. It's all been done. All been done.
Ik ben hier om de linkse vooringenomenheid in het onderwijs aan de kaak te stellen. En je hoeft alleen maar naar deze zaal te kijken, naar jullie te kijken, om te zien dat jullie bijna allemaal links zijn. Ik zie het aan de gezichten, ik zie het aan de kleding. Ik zie het aan de dagvoorzitter die op een uitgesproken vooringenomen wijze dit debat al begonnen is. Je ziet het aan de mensen naast mij. Hier zit Paul Rozemuller, een man die nooit afstand heeft genomen van het regime van Pol Pot en Mao Zedong, dat hij in 1979 nog gesteund heeft. Ja. Hij is de voorzitter van de raad, de koepelraad die in Nederland uiteindelijk toezicht houdt op het onderwijs. Nou, als dat je uitgangspunt is, dan weet je dat het goed is.
I think you've been very adventurous right through your life. What's the biggest change of all you've seen?
The biggest change, everything. Nothing is the same. Everything is changed.